You sort of spoke of a world where it's sort of supercomputer and individual processors, and of course there's plenty of people solving very hard scientific problems using very available techniques like MapReduce and other things that let you take available of large-scale distributed compute resources with relatively straightforward coding techniques. So can you just sort of speak to that? Because those are technologies which allow you to just get the benefit of Moore's laws. You get as many processors as you need. Those processors get faster without you having to do anything. So there's always a tension between that and then highly specialized compute devices, which you're still building here.
So there's two answers to that question. Number one, we allow you to take a more advantage of your existing infrastructure. So whatever you're doing now, you may be able to do that twice as fast or 4 times faster. In fact, we have an Amazon AMI instance that runs R that's sometimes 2 to 4 times faster depending on the workload. So that's one. Secondly, the conventional wisdom is to scale out. More performance means more nodes. But it also means more complexity. It also means a whole bunch of orchestration. It also means worrying about I/O and where compute is and where server is. It adds complexity to the equation. It adds DevOps to the equation. It adds thinking about performance in sort of irregular ways. We believe that instead of scale out as the first gut reaction, do scale up, which is to pack as much horsepower into one node as possible, simplifying and actually improving performance along the way. As you scale up, you lose efficiency per node as you go up. There's no such thing as linear efficiency. And so we believe that the solution, or a better solution, is to scale up first before you scale out.
And to add to what you said, if you look at the power consumption on a single rack, it's about 8 kilowatts, and you can't just keep adding more and more nodes in a single rack. So with hardware accelerators like FPGAs, which only consume 25 watts, compared to a CPU, which is about 80 watts, or a GPU, which is about 140, sometimes even 200 watts, you can now pack a lot of these things in a single box and do a lot of computations, and that's what we call it as supercomputing in a box.
Yes, and since you were referring to Moore's law, right? In the end, the CPU is a general compute device. When we offload something to hardware specific that does the job that it's supposed to be doing, it is going to be more efficient. Ideally, you would want to build an ASICs chip for a specific application every single time, but that's just not feasible because it takes a long time and it's cost prohibitive. So when you can do something with a chip that can be reconfigured on the fly to do computation, and you need most right there and then, that's what gives you the advantage.
And these chips have been around. FPGAs have been around for the last 20 years, but it's become a lost art because it's really hard to use. You need special hardware knowledge. You need to write it in Verilog, VHDL, and advanced C. What we want to do is we want to basically expose that to normal people, so normal people can actually take advantage of those by just migrating their application from a regular CPU to these exotic devices.
How do you explain to normal people what this is? I have real questions, but that's actually a question. What's your customer acquisition strategy? Who are your current customers, and how do they explain what this is to their friends?
So this is more speed. This is doing what you do faster. This means if you're discovering drugs, you'll do that faster. Every iteration is going to be a lot quicker. Time to market is quicker. Developing your drugs, developing whatever product you have, simulating, doing computational fluid dynamics is faster. That's real money. That's actually allowing people to do more powerful things a lot faster. Speed matters, and that's what Bitfusion is all about. In fact, we believe in the conventional wisdom is, hey, I'm going to buy really expensive hardware, and I'm going to pay a whole bunch of consultants to take my application and optimize it. We're taking